Hey, my friend, I am halfway through getting ready for the day because I have a lot going on. But when I sat down to visualize, I was told very clearly that you guys need to hear this. Now, this is a general read, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But there's something to do with passive income that I actually don't know anything about yet. I just know that I was told to do some reading on passive income, and it's going to be short and sweet. So let's just get into it, okay? By the way, my name is Amy. I'm a business strategist, healing artist, and spiritual intuitive. And I also have a big obsession with human design. I help people align their souls with their goals to help them achieve finances. Basically what I'm doing is I'm helping people bridge the spiritual and the material plane. So people who have a lot of money but don't necessarily feel completely fulfilled, or they're living in some way a lie, I help them to be able to live truly authentically and abundantly and not worry about losing everything they've created. And then people who are not necessarily able to make or keep money, I help them to be able to align it with who they are naturally and what they are looking to create in the world, okay? My goal is that everyone has abundance and really feels happy in who they are and what they're creating. Like, there's way more than enough wealth of all kinds to go around. There's no reason anybody should have to be struggling. All right, so you got several cards, which I will read in a minute. First off, I'll just tell you what they are. You got the Page of Wands. You got Release, Armor in Inverse, Fun to the right, Collaboration to the left, Acceptance to the left, and you got, something about negative symbols and triangles. Trouble from someone you trust in inverse, okay? So, all right. Right away I can see good news from this, but you may not feel like it's time. So if you're someone who is like wanting to develop some kind of residual income, some kind of passive income, and you may have not known which sources to go with, or maybe you've had some flow and then blockages, and maybe your finances have not had the kind of consistency that you would like, or they haven't been elevating as much as you like, right? Maybe you've been getting a little bit of passive income, or maybe you've been getting nothing at all, and maybe you've tried many, many things, but there's really, really good news here, okay? So, and parts of this is not gonna sound like good news, so just bear with me as I go through this, because the first thing that I see for you is Release. That's this card here. And it's saying that you were on a path of self-destruction and you repel help and healing systems, okay? So one of the things that I'm doing with people lately is I'm helping them to heal their systems. May sound kind of weird, but first thing is, like, we look at their human design and we look at who they are authentically, what they want, what's working, what's not working, because alignment with yourself is key for anything. And you know, whether you're with me or anybody else, it doesn't even matter, but truly aligning with who you are and allowing yourself to be able to express the way you do and showcase who you are, it takes out so much of the mental clutter and the energy. Like, you're going to feel more enthusiastic and more like eager. And even if you, again, general reading, so there's a couple messages coming in. So a few of you guys are going to know exactly what it is that you're going for, and some of you guys don't know that yet. So regardless of whether you know where you're going or not at this point, aligning with yourself is going to give you the energy and the enthusiasm. And if you don't have clarity yet, it's just going to help the things start to come into your life that are aligned, which will give you the clarity. So if you don't have clarity yet, or you don't know what to do for your systems or where to go, or maybe you can see something, but there's like a limiting belief or self-doubt or anything in there, this is the time that it's going to get cleared, okay? So an affirmation for you, or a couple of them, is I surrender into the arms of the angels and I am healthy, okay? So whether you believe in angels or not, that's completely irrelevant. What it is like you're surrendering into trust, into the divine, into knowing that there's something greater at play and that you don't have to worry about everything. Have you ever had something just like show up for you just because you seem to be in flow, and then, wow, look at that. Like, I had the most amazing thing happen yesterday, and I had channeled a video. I channeled a video and it was about somebody who's leveling up, you know, this giant identity shift. And in my video, I don't even think I said the words identity shift or anything, But then I got a box from Dan Locke, right, and his organization, and inside it had the sheet from the SMART Challenge, and it, like, I put it on my wall, right, because it was actually the part that he was going through: identity, belief, capabilities, all of that. It's like, who you see yourself to be here is what creates everything else, right? But often we get stuck with, and it can go back and forth, right? Like if we have a lower self-thought, it can like fuel our identity and whatnot. So either way, I channeled this video, and then this box came, and my book was wrapped up inside this piece of paper, which happened to be the one single thing that stood out to me over the whole 3 days. That was that one thing that stood out to me, and then it got delivered to my house, and I was like, that's pretty amazing. So confirmation. So look for signs and synchronicities, especially over this next week for you. Just look for any kind of signs and synchronicities to show you that you're more and more on the right path for who you are authentically, right? If something feels good, if something feels right, if something is aligned with your thoughts and your plans, if things are not, gently thank things and let them go. Yesterday, for example, there were many people who wanted to work with me. Like I had way too many people, and I wanted to be able to help them all and connect them all and all of that. But in that time, I was just like, this is amazing. I love the abundance, and I cannot work with everybody. In that time, I couldn't even give my word to who I was going to work with, because I need to step back. I'm an intuitive. I've got to step back. I've got to feel the energy. I've got to know what to do. So use your natural flow of energy and make your decisions based on your natural flow, right? So that's going to help you to be more of yourself and attract some of the right opportunities. Speaking of passive income, chances are you may have set some things up for you that are not necessarily in alignment with who you are. And if you're wondering why they're not working, it may be because like everything's energy, right? But it may be because you don't have that connection. You know, there are some of the top investors in the world, right? And they always say, like, first off, go after things that you understand, that you know. And also, they're often very choosy, right? You got to learn to say no to many things to be able to say yes to the right ones. And so I know that I'm speaking to someone who gets that, and you need to release things. Okay, all I'm going to say is you need to release things, and it's going to come in different, like it's going to be different things you need to release for different people watching this. Okay, so you will know as I'm talking to you right now, the thoughts are going to come up for you for what you know you need to release. And I'm getting major goosebumps head to toe. So yeah, there are things that you got to let go of. And when you do, holy crap, complete shift. Like I don't get them, when I get goosebumps, it's like a confirmation, but I don't usually get them to the point where I feel them on the inside. Like I feel them like all up in my chest cavity and everything. And I've never had that. So there's something definitely that's very, very calling for you to release at this time. Okay. So, you got your armor in inverse, and you got Cancer. Okay. And yeah, so look forward to and embrace fun. Okay, the things that you want to step into, especially anything that's around passive income, is going to be fun. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be fun for you. It just needs to make sense for you. Things that you may be interested or you use or whatever. But you might want to have other people take on setting things up for you, or like wherever your weaker spots are, call in people who it's fun for them. Like there was somebody I reached out to yesterday to set up a bunch of affiliate things for me, because I can see the possibility and the opportunity with all of that, but doing that just even setting it up, that's not fun for me. I'm going to probably do badly, break things, and it just won't work. It just won't go well. So recognize where your gifts lie and where they don't. And then feel free to literally tell people, hey, I'm really great at this, but I suck at this. And don't be shy about it. And if you don't want to use those words, that's fine. You know, you can laugh at where, like, every single person is going to be really good at some things, and they can be great at almost all things, even some people, but you're not meant to be everywhere. Like, you're definitely not. So just recognize like where you struggle or where you're just not having fun, and let go of everything that's just not fun for you if you can. If you can't, just know that over time, you'll be able to do that. Like the right people will start to come in, the right skills, the right attitudes. There is like a huge, like I surrender and I trust. And the moment that you surrender and you trust and you let go, that's when things start to show up. And when you have the feeling of lack or insecurity or anything that comes up, recognize like that's not who you are. That's not what you're committed to. Okay. You have a choice in this life. I was thinking today about how many, I've had a pattern in my life where I had done very well and then like lost a bunch. And then it was like, you know, this pattern until I really, really got clear and like really clear on who I am and my purpose and you know, the things that I help people with. But it's like, until I got like that crystal clarity, I would have this cycle of doing really great and then not doing great and then judging myself based on my performance or my results or various things, which that in itself slowed me down. But this morning I had this thought about, wow, how blessed am I to have been given that many opportunities to really step up and become who I am, step into my power, step into my like leadership and make things happen. But there's a completely different mindset. Like it's a completely different transformation when you go from, you know, not trusting to like, I know who I am. I know what I want. I know how I operate. I know all of these things. And like, there's a complete transformation. So that when something in your life, because life will happen, and what would normally take you down or take you out, that you would be in a situation, you know, challenged by. And then you can just be like, is that my reality or is this? And it's like an instant like shift. You can just let go of all that, be in your power, and you can manifest and create anything. Because you in your own, like when you're in your own power, it's just so easy to be able to have conversations and to be able to create anything you want. Okay. So, you don't have to be so guarded. Okay. There was a time where you felt like you really had to, and yes, there are going to be times that you do have to bring your guards up and stuff right now. But what you need to do is kind of lower your resistance to, sorry, I'm just picking up, I'm trying to interpret the message that's coming in right now. Okay. So lower your resistance to the people and the energies that are causing you to second guess yourself. Okay. The reason to lower your resistance to having those people show up is because it's an opportunity for you to stand in your power. Now, play with this. Don't like lower them. If you're not at the point where you can lower everything completely, like don't. What's going to happen is over time you'll become like a more clear vessel for the real you to come through. But you can play with what level you want to let your guard down, so that you can be in your own energy regardless of what happens around you and what comes up and who says what, and you won't be swayed by people are always affected by their environment, right? It's your willpower is less your environment is more powerful than your willpower, and it can happen and affect people in different ways. Like there are certain things, like I could be around the worst environments and there are certain things that are like values to me that I would never break, right? But there are other things that, you know, for example, my self-belief, that might go out the window when I'm in certain environments. But like specific morals and things that I have or values, it's like that won't change. It's like my willpower is so freaking strong, it's insane in that regard. So it's not insane, it's just really good. So, so anyways, find out what's going to work for you and where you still need to grow and elevate, because this protection you've got is lowering your energy. It takes a lot of energy actually to keep your walls up and to be always like on guard and stuff. Now, if you're not ready to let everything go completely because you don't have faith and trust that you're confident and strong enough in who you are yet, obviously don't like just drop everything yet. So you got to play that out and feel that out. But over time, what's going to happen is you're going to stand more in who you are and what you're out to create. Okay. So you need to, for your passive income, because again, this is what we're going for. The Page of Wands. So allow yourself to be in that envisioning, right? You don't have to have all the answers right now. It's like passive income, wealth generation. Okay, a couple things is like you want to make income quickly. And at the same time for investments, it's the exact opposite. It's like slowly, right? So allow yourself to be able to like tune in, visualize, get kind of present to what it is that you want and what's right for you. And take enough time that you can allow the ideas to pop in your head. Like if you meditate, amazing. If you draw, amazing. If you just go for drives or you're in the shower or whatever it is, like it doesn't matter where your best ideas come from. Like I like to go to a lake, for example, and in fact, anywhere where there are trees. Like I will, I work in so many different locations just because I'll literally get in my car and I'll just go and sit somewhere to be with nature. And whatever you have to do to get that calm and that stillness within yourself, that's amazing. Okay. And then the Cancer one, I've got to look this up. The other thing is, I'm going to go back to that Cancer thing, okay? You also need to accept where in the past your collaborations didn't work. You probably tried to set up several things with people before, and it could be that you set things up with people who are like in banking or finance or in tech or in any kind of like networking or business, or like you had partnerships or any kind of agreements, even relationships, okay? Because this is for passive income, and everything, whether you believe it or not, everything affects everything else. You can say I can keep my personal life separate from my business or whatnot, but you're going to be affected. And so the message for you is to look where you worked with others in the past and just where it didn't work and accept it. Like look for the lesson in it. And you don't have to look too hard. The message I'm getting is don't focus so much on the past. Just be like, okay, I did that. I made this agreement. Either I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, they didn't hold up the end of the bargain, or there was just lots of lack of communication or things fell apart or whatever. Just recognize it for what it is and just be okay with just, yeah, I'm done with that. Like literally as if you were to pick up something, like I've got like a whiteboard marker here, just pick it up and drop it, right? So sorry if that was loud. But yeah, let go of anything that didn't work in the past, or even when maybe you publicly did something or created something, or you were out and maybe you're worried about the pieces that you've got for different projects or different, like how your online presence is or anything. Don't worry about anything that did not work in the past. Don't worry about how it's going to turn out in the future right now. Okay, don't get stuck with that right now. It's not going to be where you need, because what's going to happen is you're going to do a little bit of introspection and then find what really feels right and works for you. And then you'll start to navigate naturally. You won't even have to like, yes, you may have to look some people up or check into things, right? But you're going to have that like insight and that intuitive idea, or there's going to be a gut feeling that comes up, or there's going to be a random opportunity that just comes along your way, and you're going to know that that's for you, and you're going to find the people who are going to help you to clean up a lot of those messes, okay? So whatever it is that didn't work from the past, just trust that things are coming full circle. That's pretty much what it is. It's like things are coming full circle to help you clean everything up that might not have been complete before. And that's going to help you with your manifestation and with your money and with your income, okay? I'm going to go to this card and then I'll go into the one from Cancer. So yeah. Okay, so you have had some kind of heartbreak. It could be personal, it could be professional, but it's like someone who you had trusted. You trusted them pretty much completely. And they either ruined things for you, like literally they might have broken down your systems or whatever, or maybe they just broke down your confidence, or maybe they broke down your belief in people, but they broke down something. And so there's a really deep-seated fear of, well, moving forward, who am I going to trust, right? And you're going to know. You're going to know. The more that you get into alignment with yourself and the more that you trust in the universe and in like just the things will work out, these people you can trust will show up. Keep in mind You have better discernment now than you did before. So bring in your discernment, right? And you can trust but verify. So have these, and don't violate people. Don't violate their personal spaces or their, whatever, like have respect for each other, but also lay out your expectations. Lay out your expectations and verify any concerns that come up. But also you do need to give people that trust to be able to get that back and to have things go, because the speed of trust massively can shift things within business or within your life or anything. And don't be stupid about it, right? Like, you've learned your lessons from the past. You had to go through those things so that you could develop discernment. But now you need to trust that you have better discernment. And are some people going to come up in your life or in your business that are like shysters? Yeah, they're still going to come. But you're going to be much better at filtering them out. In fact, it's going to be almost instinctual for you to just be, yep, nope, yep, nope. And the more aligned that you get with yourself, the less those people can come in, because you're not vibrating on the same frequency. Like, you're on a completely different level. And so you're not going to attract those people. You're going, and some people will still somehow get in, right? There's going to be always stuff that comes in, but it's going to be like almost like an automatic, like, I just got the grossest thing, but like a meat separating thing. It's like, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. That was a gross visual. Anyways, let's do this Cancer. Check it out. So, the moon. Here are the symbols. You got the moon, the stomach, water. Number 4, intuition, compassion, the moon, and the high priestess. I can already see where this is going. Yeah, and it's so funny. Cancer encourages us to pay attention to our gut instincts, see past the illusions of this world, pay heed to our emotions, and nurture and protect what we cherish. It can also imply a near smothering nature, oversensitivity, or hypervigilance. Yeah, so you're developing a balance, which is really, really good. And it would be really great also, one more message that I'm getting for you is to go through your paperwork. And you may or may not want to hear that, but it doesn't have to be something like major. What you're going to do is you're going to go through your paperwork, and you're going to recognize by just feeling what feels right for you and what doesn't, and start to kind of sort things in that way. Like, not necessarily in piles or whatnot, but maybe you've got accounts and things that you don't want or need, or that they're not in alignment with who you are and whatnot. So just get rid of things that don't work for you, that don't feel good for you. And I am not a financial advisor. So again, here's a perfect example where you can use your discernment and you can connect with a professional and you can go into that area. Okay. But again, no matter what any professional tells you or talks to you about, you have to tune in and see, is this right for me? Right? Check in with you. Is it right for you? And then also, like, do you believe in it? That's the other thing. And there was one more message that came through that do I know how to manage it? If not, who do I know who can help me with this? Who do I know who can double check this? Right? So there's going to be a bunch of questions. And again, that one question that I had, it escaped me already. It came and it went. So long story short is you are on the verge of a major shift, and with your finances as well. You're going to start to open up to new abundance opportunities. Many of them will be for passive income, but you need to make sure that the ones that you do get and have are aligned with who you are in some level. If they're just ones that like are really, really great for returns, obviously feel free to keep them. But if it's something that is causing you some kind of like stress or turmoil or anything, or if you can't manage certain things, you might want to shift things or find other people who can. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, and that's what I've got for you. Please like. Actually, there's something I want to do. There's one more card. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Send me a comment. Just let me know how I'm doing, or if there's anything that's calling to you that you're like, I really want an answer for that, because I love to help people. And subscribe to the channel, obviously. Okay. Yeah. So the thing that came out for you is sustainability. So if you've had a hard time and you've been challenged with consistency, like having like consistency, flow, and having it aligned with your true nature in any way. And this is financial, but not just financial. So if you've had it in other areas of life, just know that you've got some sustainability coming up soon, and you will be aligning with the right people to make that happen. All right, now I need to go get ready for my day because I got a lot of clients today, and I will see you guys later. Bye.